Hi everyone, I am Scott Noy from Chef Dad's Table just outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I had not really planned on jumping online and doing a cooking video today. However, since my post about our matzah meal latkes went a little bit crazy and viral, I thought that I would come online and just show you how easy they are to make and how quick they are to make. So I'm going to start my recipe here. The recipe is posted in the comments section on the website and also on the post I made. I will read it to you really quickly for those of you that don't have it. The matzah meal latkes called for 3 eggs, 3/4 of a cup of cold water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 3/4 a teaspoon of salt. I use kosher salt. 1/2 cup of matzah meal and some oil for frying. I start with about 1/4 cup of oil, and sometimes I have to add a little bit more based upon how many I'm making, how long. Normally, we do all of our cooking videos in our kitchen lab, but I'm working from home today, and like I said, I didn't really think I was going to be doing a kitchen video. So I'm going to do it in my home kitchen. Thankfully, we don't have any shells and our eggs are good. So we're just going to quickly beat up these eggs, and then we're going to add to it our 3/4 of a cup of cold water. We're going to add to it 1 tablespoon of sugar. Get that right here. That's 1 tablespoon. I'm adding 3 teaspoons, which is the equivalent, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. We're going to whisk all that together just until it's combined. Okay, so in the bowl we have our 3 eggs, we have 3/4 of a cup of cold water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. That's all whisked together, and now we're going to add in 1/2 cup of matzah meal. I know some of you in your comments today said that you use cake meal. I've never used cake meal, but I think I'm going to try it and see what the consistency is like. This here, again, it's 1/2 cup of matzah meal. I'm using a 1/4 cup scoop just because it's easier to get it into the canister. Okay, once we have our matzah meal added to our eggs, we're just going to whisk this together. The matzah meal is going to absorb the egg and water mixture, and we're going to let it sit for about 30 minutes or so till it gets a little bit thicker. Okay, our matzah meal latke mixture sat for about 30 minutes or so. It's a little bit thinner than pancake batter. It's definitely thinner than matzo ball mixture. And if you can see in there, you can see a little bit of the matzah meal pieces in there. What I've done is I started frying them over here, and I will bring my camera over here so you can see. A lot of you mentioned that you have these rings here, that you remember having these rings around the edges of the matzah meal latkes. And I can tell you that the reason that is because the edges of the latkes are the thinnest. The center part contains more of the thicker batter, and the edges are more watery, and that is why they curl up and puff up. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit on this here. I'm cooking it on medium-high. And as you can see, these here are almost done. I do have over here some paper-lined plate, or you can use brown paper bag just to help them drain a little bit. I'm going to let these cook on the other side. Maybe they take about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And that's really about it. That is our matzah meal latkes. This one is ready. I'm just going to drain it here a little bit and put it on our paper towel. These are great served with applesauce sour cream, cinnamon, and sugar. You can also make them a little bit more savory. I've used chopped scallions, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic powder in here. You can make them sweeter by adding cinnamon and sugar to the batter. But whatever you choose, I hope you all are enjoying Passover. Hag Sameach and Aziz and Pesach to you all. If anybody wants the recipe or has any questions, please feel free to private message me. My name is Scott Noy, and I am from Chef Dad's Table. Thanks very much. Bye now.